Today we'll be looking at one of the most exciting yachts I've ever seen in my life. But before we do that, let me address the elephant in the room, my nose. I'll be explaining to you at the end of this video why it's bandaged up, but just for fun, I thought we'd see if you can guess why from these three options. Is it number one, I'm having plastic surgery so that I look more like Vladimir Putin? Number two, is it because I bumped into a viewer of one of my least liked videos called The Best Yacht for Under $2 Million? Or is it number three, none of the above? I must admit, I've set that test to encourage you to watch right through to the end of this video, but in actual fact, the yacht we're going to look at is so exciting, you'll have no trouble keeping your attention, because now we're going to take a look at the yacht Naboo. Naboo is a 50-metre super yacht that came to my attention during the Rossinavi Design Challenge. I was a judge at this event, and I was genuinely impressed by how different the yacht is from more traditional designs, and also by some of the great features of the vessel itself. It's an extremely voluminous looking yacht with areas such as the foredeck that are usually open, enclosed, and other areas such as the entire midships area that are usually enclosed, completely open. There are lots of wonderful renderings of the yacht that we'll take a look at in a moment, but first let's walk through the layout, which in the yachting industry is usually called the general arrangement plans. As you can see, the top deck is set very far back towards the stern and is dedicated to an owner's suite and of course the wheelhouse. The owner's suite has its own private aft deck with a spa tub and sunbathing area, and forward of the wheelhouse there is a full walk-around deck. I should point out too that you don't have to go through the wheelhouse to get to that walk-around deck, because if you look at the next deck down, you'll see dedicated stairwells leading from the main deck side decks. The thing that really lit up my interest here though was that the galley takes centre stage of the main deck lounge. In fact, the designers call it the chef's house. I've long been a proponent of the idea of making a feature of a yacht's galley rather than trying to hide it away. Moving down to the lower deck though, apart from a very spacious toy storage area, the most exciting part of the design is this amazing garden. Let's go back to the renderings to see how that works. The yacht has very high sides indeed, which give the impression of great interior volume. And if you look carefully at this image, you can see that just forward of the wheelhouse and on the main deck level, there is an open area like an atrium that has what appears to be the top of a tree growing out of it. This becomes easier to understand when you see that the sides also open up at lower deck level to reveal that garden area that you saw in the general arrangement plans. This is an absolutely superb idea, resulting in a humongous beach club at water level that you would not usually find on a yacht 3 times this size, and with features that are totally unique. The designers even suggest growing a tree from here that arrives up to the next deck, where there is another spacious and attractive terrace area that an owner could use for additional dining potential or just for more sunbathing. You can just imagine how beautiful this setting would be at night, although actually you don't have to imagine, since the designers have done such a great job of illustrating it for you. And if you think that there's something unusual about this image, you'd be right. That is, in fact, Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi gazing out to sea together. The name Naboo is in fact taken from a beautiful planet that features in some of the Star Wars films, and the designers had some real fun with this. I can't help wondering if you noticed the other Star Wars clues that were scattered through the renderings. Here, for example, can you spot the reference to Star Wars? There it is, an X-Wing pilot's suit and helmet neatly folded over a deck chair, presumably with Luke Skywalker skinny dipping in the ocean below. And what about on the lower deck in the Garden Beach Club? The more eagle-eyed of you will have spotted C-3PO behind the bar, standing ready to serve drinks to the guests on board. The renderings of this yacht are peppered with fun references to the Star Wars films throughout, from a droid driving the custom tender that goes with the yacht, or Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala enjoying a quiet moment together on the main deck terrace. Well, the designers behind that project are called Hidden Portside, and I've put a link to their Instagram account in the description below, where you'll see many more images of that particular yacht. Now, if there happens to be somebody of the financial means to buy and to build Naboo, the usual procedure is that they would go to Rossinavi as the builder, along with Hidden Portside as the designer, and then they could tweak a little bit, changing maybe a little the layout of the yacht, taking a look in more detail at the technical specifications, even right down to the colour of the cushions and the kind of tree that they'd want to grow in that amazing garden. I'd love to see it built one day. It's an incredible and very unique vessel. At the beginning of this video, I asked if you could guess why it is that I have my rather sizable conch bandaged up to date. And now I can reveal to you that it is not, number one, because I'm having plastic surgery to look more like Vladimir Putin. Actually, many viewers regularly tell me I already look exactly like him, apparently. Neither is it because, number two, I've been punched in the face by a viewer of my most disliked ever video, which was an early vlog that I did when I was experimenting with this YouTube channel, and it was called The Best Yacht for Under $2 Million. I should really redo that video one day and try and make a better job of it. The reason is actually because I've had a small operation on my nose, which is a consequence of my delicate English skin spending too much time under the sun. It's just a consequence and a hazard of the job that I do, I'm afraid. The dressing is actually going to be a regular feature of my videos for a little while to come, probably 2 to 3 weeks, although I am hoping that the bandage will be replaced at some point with a smaller and perhaps more stylish plaster instead of all this bandage. I do actually have a lot of videos to be produced in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So to make sure that you don't miss the reduced size of my bandage over the next few weeks, and more importantly, to make sure that you don't miss any of that great video content, do subscribe to my channel. And when you do it, make sure that you click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notifications when each new video is published.